Thank you, Harry Baby, for that rendition of Sketchbook with your band. You the man, you the man. Welcome, everybody, to the Hugs Not Drugs podcast. I'm John Barleycorn. Say hello, Dr. Uggs.
Hello, Dr. Uggs. Got jokes today.
John Barleycorn here. Say hello, Hugs Not Drugs. Hugs Not Drugs here. Got the same voice as John Barleycorn, but I'm hoping that I'm a lot more decent. He's more realistic, but I'm a lot more decent. I got a bone to pick with both you and Dr. Uggs, and I'm going to share it right now. And I'm going to lay some ground rules here today. We talked about a treatment modality last week called aversion therapy, and I kind of stood my ground and didn't involve myself too much in this. We're going to do another treatment modality. I think it's one of the best treatment modalities out there, and I'm going to ask you guys to be on point, especially you, Dr. Uggs. No sabotaging here. We're going to go right through this and give some good information today, and hopefully some inspiration that there is hope. You know, hope has three categories to it. If you want to be hopeful and be successful at hope, we have to have a goal, we have to have a plan, and we have to have the willingness to do it. And that, by the way, is who our listeners are. Our listeners are very motivated, recovering people already. They're recovering from something, usually substance abuse, and my hat's off to them. So thank you, listeners, for being here. But the other thing that I really want people to understand is, besides a willingness to be here, we have to keep on self-discovering, discarding what doesn't work, and replacing it with things that do work. And that's exactly what DBT is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, get it all out now, Dr. Uggs, with all your sarcasm, but I need you to play the part and read the script as it's written, okay? Do I have your word on that?
Okay. But if we're going to do all this, I say that I do the commercials first. Get it all out of the way, you know what I mean? And just go right through with the information.
Barleycorn here. This guy is fantastic. I mean, he did the same thing last week for aversion therapy.
There's a method to my madness, guys. Do you ever hear of baby seal therapy? Come here, baby seal. Come here, baby seal. And then whop, you guys will be drinking in no time.
Hugs Not Drugs here. It's not going to work. Not for today anyway, Dr. Uggs. Go for the commercial, Dr. Uggs.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. This Hugs Not Drugs podcast is sponsored by a prince of a man, John Forlenza-Bailey. His latest book is called The Transformation of Dr. Uggs, which is my life story, by the way. The Transformation of Dr. Uggs is a story that explains the progression of the disease of chemical dependency. It's not intended to be a story about blaming others for the acquisition of an illness. This story is intended to explain, not to blame. It is a story of discovery, insight, acceptance, and finally, the right choices to live a drug-free life if one is chemically dependent. And you can buy that on Amazon. Online, you can go to Reading Glass Books where it was published. I think it's on Kindle. It's out there, and just look it up and get a copy of it, and you'll make John Forlenza-Bailey, if not a rich man, at least he's breaking even, you know what I mean? All right, and the second book that is sponsored by John Forlenza-Bailey that he wrote is called The Road to Wellness Workbook. This workbook is designed to provide education, emotional support, and inspiration to persons suffering from addiction. Of course, you have to be motivated. And so if somebody's motivated to do this, they get a mentor. They go through each chapter with the mentor. When the mentor greenlights them that they know the information, have done the exercises, and they've done the daily journal, the mentor will greenlight you and you go on to the next chapter. First chapter is on detoxification and 12-step philosophies. The second chapter is on relapse prevention. The third chapter is on family dynamics. And the fourth chapter is on ongoing recovery strategies by an inventory. All right. No one deserves to continue to suffer from active addiction. Get better and do the work with this wonderful guide. $10, $15, and you got treatment. 30 days of recovery if you follow directions. Who's got it better than you know what I mean? All right, back to you, Barleycorn. The commercial is over. We don't have to worry about that. Let's get right to it.
Hugs Not Drugs here. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Hugs Not Drugs podcast. I'm your host, your friend, and your emotional support narrator, Hugs Not Drugs. Today's topic is one of the most influential and effective treatment modalities in modern mental health: dialectic behavioral therapy, better known as DBT. So get comfy, take a breath, and let's explore the science, the story, and the skills behind DBT. Section 1. The story of DBT and Marsha Linehan. Dialectic behavioral therapy was developed in the late 1970s and early 1980s by Dr. Marsha Linehan, a psychologist and researcher who changed the landscape of mental health treatment. Dr. Linehan's work began with a desire to help individuals experiencing chronic emotional suffering, especially those struggling with intense emotions, self-harm, suicidality, and chronic dysregulation. Traditional therapies weren't meeting these clients' needs, and so she sought a new approach. Her major innovation was combining cognitive behavioral strategies, which focus on changing thoughts and behaviors, with mindfulness and acceptance-based practices rooted in Eastern contemplative traditions. The result was DBT, a structured systematic therapy that helps individuals build a life that they experience as worth living. Dr. Linehan herself later revealed that she had experienced severe emotional suffering in her own youth, which shaped her understanding and compassion. Her personal insight, academic rigor, and the commitment to healing created a therapeutic model now used worldwide. Section 2. Mindfulness, a foundation of DBT. Mindfulness is the core of DBT. In academic terms, mindfulness is the practice of directing attention to present moment experience with awareness and without judgment. In DBT, mindfulness skills are divided into two categories. Number 1, the what skills. These describe what you do in mindfulness. We do 3 things: observe, describe, and participate. Observe. Notice internal and external experiences as they occur. 2. Describe. Put words to what you observe. 3. Enter fully into the moment of awareness. Number 2, how skills. How skills are threefold. These describe how you approach the experience. Non-judgmentally, 2, 1, mindfully, and 3, effectively. Explanation of non-judgmentally. Experiencing without labeling something as good, bad, or right or wrong. 1, mindfully, doing one thing at a time with full attention. Effectively, focusing on what works rather than on what you wish were true. Mindfulness enhances emotional awareness, reduces reactivity, and supports stability, all essential components of DBT. Section 3. Emotional regulation, understanding and managing emotions. Emotional regulation in DBT aims to help individuals understand emotions, reduce emotional vulnerability, and decrease emotional suffering. Academically, emotional regulation involves 1. The naming and identifying emotions. People often react to emotions without understanding them. Naming emotions like I feel mad, glad, scared, or mad. I feel mad, glad, sad, or scared, one of those four, or maybe a combination of those. Naming emotions activates brain regions that regulate them. Number 2, understanding the function of emotions. Emotions communicate information, motivate action, and help us connect socially. So understanding the function of emotions. Number 3, reducing vulnerability to emotional regulation. This includes eating, balanced eating, regular sleep, physical activity, managing drugs and alcohol. And for us in recovery, that means really taking care of what we put in our body, drugs and alcohol-wise. Abstinence is the key. Treating physical illness, building mastery, increase pleasant events. Number 4 is changing emotional responses. DBT teaches the concept opposite action, a strategy where you act opposite to an unhelpful emotional urge. For example, fear says avoid. Opposite action says approach. Anger says attack. Opposite action says gently disengage. Emotional regulation helps individuals regain control, decrease impulsive behavior, and develop healthier responses to internal experiences. Section 4. Interpersonal effectiveness skills for healthy relationships. Interpersonal effectiveness is the DBT module focused on navigating relationships successfully. In academic terms, these skills help individuals place 3 priorities. Number 1, objective effectiveness. Number 2, relationship effectiveness. Number 3, self-respect effectiveness. Let's go back to number 1. Objective effectiveness is getting your needs met or accomplishing a goal. Number 2, relationship effectiveness, maintaining or improving the relationship. Number 3, self-respect effectiveness, keeping your integrity and self-esteem. One major tool within this module is the GIVE skill set. It's an acronym, GIVE, G-I-V-E, and it's used to maintain and build healthy relationships. GIVE skills. The G is for gentle. Approach interactions with kindness, respect, and a calm demeanor. I is for interested. Show active interest, listen, ask questions, maintain attention. V is for validate. Communicate that the other person's feelings make sense from their perspective. E is for easy manner. Use relaxation, warmth, and friendliness. A little humor can help. Give, the acronym GIVE, G-I-V-E, promotes connection, reduces conflict, and improves communication. Section 5, willingness versus willfulness, the DBT dilemma. A fundamental dialectic in DBT is the conflict between willingness and willfulness. Willingness, academically, is defined as the readiness to do what is needed in the present moment, guided by effectiveness rather than emotion or resistance. Willingness means being open, being responsive, participating in reality as it is, doing what works even when it's uncomfortable. Willfulness is the refusal to accept reality or do what works. Willfulness involves stubbornness, rejecting tasks because they're hard or unwanted, trying to control the uncontrollable, shutting down and refusing to engage. We have an example of that sitting in the corner with his head in his hands right now, and that's Dr. Uggs.
Yeah, this stuff stinks, man. Blowing my cover.
In DBT, willingness is the path to change. Willfulness is the barrier that keeps suffering in place. The goal is to notice willfulness and gently shift toward willingness, not through force, but through awareness of the wise mind.
Can I say something?
Sure, you've been very good, so go ahead and say something.
Your voice is very calming. I almost want to do this stuff, for God's sake.
Well, I wish you would. It would be a lot easier. Summary of today's episode. Let's review the concepts we explored today. Why don't you do that, John Barleycorn? Okay, I will. I just want to say something to you, Hugs Not Drugs. Thanks for letting us sit on the sidelines. Huggy and I did aversion therapy last week, and you wouldn't even participate. So I'm glad we returned the favor to you, because this information is excellent. Let's review the concepts that we explored today. Dialectic behavioral therapy was developed by Dr. Marcia Lenehan, integrating behavioral science with mindfulness, based practices to help individuals experience severe emotional dysregulation. Mindfulness in DBT teaches us to observe, describe, and participate in the present moment, while doing so non-judgmentally, mindfully and effectively. Emotional regulation helps us understand emotions, reduce vulnerability to emotional storms, and change unwanted emotional responses through skills like opposite action. Interpersonal effectiveness skills include skills such as give, gentle, interested, validate, easy manner, to build and maintain healthy relationships. The conflict between willingness and willfulness highlights a core of DBT dialectic: openness and effective action versus resistance and avoidance. Together, these skills form the backbone of DBT, a practical, compassionate, scientifically grounded approach to building a life that feels meaningful, stable, and worth living. By the way, most treatment centers use dialectic behavioral therapy in one way or the other, and it's just been a revolutionary tool. And if you think that you need more information about this and you have a therapist, please talk to your therapist about DBT skills building. It takes a lot of practice, but my goodness, you're worth it. So I'd like to say thanks for listening, and I hope everybody has a great day. Peace and love to everybody, brothers and sisters. And Harry, take us out with that beautiful song, Sketchbook. Peace out, guys.